in Jehovah.
Black and brown unity. Is it real or is it fake? But before we get started, I just want to thank everyone for the love and support. I will always be thankful of that, and I love y'all for that also. Today is Tuesday. Hope y'all having a wonderful day also, and I hope y'all have a blessed week also. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Please hit that subscribe button for your boy. Black and brown unity. Is it real or is it fake? I'm going to say it's fake. And reason why I say it's fake is because I grew up in Mississippi, which most of y'all know. And if you knew, I'm from Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi to be exact. I never grew up around Hispanics. Never been around Latinos, Mexicans, whatever you want to call those people. Never been around them until I moved to Texas. Now, before I moved to Texas, I thought it was some type of solidarity amongst the black people and the Hispanic people, right? Until I moved to Texas in 2011. And I first started coming across a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Because they very dismissive. They don't want to speak to you. They the real people that delineated. But I didn't know how deep it was. So as time went on and I started meeting black people here, man, I'm like, man, why the black and the Mexicans don't, link up together and go against white supremacy? Tech Nine knows exact words, but because we was talking about racism and stuff, I like, man, it'll be smart for black Americans and the Hispanics to link up and go at it, go at the white supremacy. Man, they told me, man, them people are racist. They told me stories like the black Americans told me stories on how it used to be black versus the Mexicans at the school, how they used to have riots at the school and stuff like that, and how they black Americans had to beat up on them people. Then through my experience with dealing with them, they are very hostile and very racist. Now, not all of them, but collectively they are. You know what I mean? I met some pretty cool, decent Latinos out here in Dallas, man. I ain't gonna never diminish that. But I have met a lot of racist Hispanics. And I didn't realize Hispanics thought they were white until I moved here. It was like a culture shock for me. Because coming from where I'm from, I'm used to dealing with black and white. That's it. So my thing was with white people all the time. I never known how racist these Hispanics was until I moved to Dallas. And as time went on, I said, man, ain't no such thing as no black and brown unity. These people don't like us. These people want to align with white people. As I educated myself about Hispanics and learning about how Hispanics are. And what prompted me to this is there's a lot of black Americans that still take up for these people, man. They still take up for a group of people that do not like you. They do not like us. They come from a place of anti-black hatred. You gotta think, man, these people started their own civil rights movement to be called white. They got a thing in their homeland back in the day called Metal La Raza, lighting up the race. We seen countless and countless and countless news articles of these people terrorizing black people, especially in LA. Especially I'm hearing stuff in Chicago. Especially the people down there in Florida, even here in Texas. In any other place where these people are at. And it's sad to me when I hear black Americans be like, man, they're my brothers. We come from the same struggle. They're my friends. Them ain't your friends. Them people want to align with whiteness. And I think that's the sad thing that we got to accept, that there are black people that just won't see the truth in front of them. Because once again, a lot of these black people are Democrat first minded. Then you got a lot of black Republicans that hang with these people. And these black Republicans don't understand that these people are racist, man. You'll see a lot of black Republicans hanging with these people. And these people saying the most foulest anti-black things. And you have black folks that support the Republican Party just stand next to them. These are black Americans. I ain't talking about tethers. Because a lot of time when we have these conversations, people think we be talking about tethers. No, these are black American conservative Republicans that hang with these people. You have Democrat supporters that love these people, that cry when these people get taken away by ICE. These people won't spit on you if you was on fire, y'all. And that's a fact. And the media and politics that amped it up so much that there's a lot of black people that believed it. And I'm so happy I got out of there when I first moved to Dallas. I'm so happy for that, man. And I feel for my people living in these states where it's different cultures there. And they got to deal with the microaggressions, the anti-black hatred, the discrimination, the nepotism when you try to find a job and these people don't want to hire you, but they'll hire they folk. Let me tell y'all something, man. I remember I working at this this health insurance place. I was the only black male there. Now, it was some black women worked there, but it was black women. I think I was the only male, and there was a lot of Hispanic women that worked there. And I remember there was one particular Hispanic lady. Now, this was around the time where the Me Too movement was just popping off. And I remember I started working there, and people was training me and stuff like that. And it was my first time doing a particular job like this, whereas I have to talk to a patient and get their information and see if they qualify for certain benefits if they didn't have the money to pay for their prescription, right? So I had to go through a list of this. It was a lot more to it because it was like a 45-minute to an hour process. But I'm just giving y'all the short of it. So once I finished, I had to send that information to the Hispanic lady, and the Hispanic lady had to process everything, go through everything, look at this person, information, make sure they tell little stuff like that. So I remember one time I kind of messed up on the application, and she came to me sideways with a whole attitude, and I had to catch myself from cussing this lady out. Because she was like, you need to pay attention to what you're doing. This is a tedious job. And if you mess up, it sets me behind. Just talking real slick to me. Now, keep in mind, y'all, I think I was in orientation for a month. Then I was on the train for 2 weeks. So I was going to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't make a mistake, how will you learn? But anyway. So even after that, once I got the job down pat or whatever, I was on it. Everything was perfect. Never had no issue, but I noticed, like, if I'm on the phone with a patient, because she sat behind me in the cubicle. If I'm on the phone with a patient, talking to a patient, she'll reach over there and say, you talking too loud. Can you keep it down? You disturbing my peace. So I'm like, now she ain't doing nobody else like that. So I said, man, this girl gonna keep messing with me. Okay, cool. I said, I'm gonna bite my tongue, because keep in mind, this the Me Too movement around the time. So anything a man say to a woman, it gonna get taken out of context. So I say a couple days later, I get to work or whatever, and I was running late. Now I already told my boss that I was gonna be late or whatever. I think I had to go take my son to the doctor or something. It was something like that. So I get in late, but the boss wasn't there. So I get in, sit down, clock in on the computer, whatever. This lady gonna come to me and say, you late. You shouldn't be late. Why you late for? You should have called in. You should have let someone know. Woo, woo, woo. I stopped and looked at her. I said, ma'am, you not my manager. And my manager already know what's going on. And I said, you got one more time to be messing with me, or you gonna hear something that you're gonna hurt your feelings. Her face turned red. She sat back down. Now, during this time, I'm already clocking in my mind. I said, you know what? Let me cover myself. Let me make sure, because I know because I knew she thinks she white. You get what I'm saying? You know how white people are when a black man tell them something, they gonna run to HR, run to the boss. I said, I'm gonna beat them to the punch. So I get up, I waited 30, 45 minutes. I get up, go straight to HR. Holler at HR, let them know what was going on. How this lady was being, I said some real shit too. I was like, listen, as a black man working in this field, and I know I'm the only man here, and I can understand the stereotype of being black and me being as a man, and if I was to say something to this woman, it's going to come out me being hostile or verbally violent towards her, and I don't want to come off like this. So that's why I'm coming to y'all first, just let y'all know this lady, she's harassing me all the time, and she's saying these things to me that's making my work uncomfortable every day I come into this job. They written it down, they took notes and everything. I said, bet. So boom, my manager come in during lunchtime, 'cause I guess he was running late too. So as soon as the manager come in, I said, and he was a black, yeah, I forgot. He was a black man too. So I hollered at him. I let him know what was going on. I said, listen, man, I've been dealing with this lady. She been having an attitude when I'm on the phone talking to a patient. She'll start talking to me saying I'm too loud, woo, 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 you know what I'm saying? And she just being very racist. That's why I swear to God, I said she's being very racist, and I understand how these people are. And he said, what you mean? And I broke it down to him. I said, man, she's being very, hostile, being very making my work very uncomfortable. I'm just saying a lot of shit to just make it sound real bad. He said, bet, I'm gonna talk to her. So when he came when he got back to work doing lunchtime, that's when I went to lunch. So I get back. The Hispanic lady had a whole different look on her face, bro. She had a whole different look on her face, and she was. I could tell he talked to her, but it ain't over yet, y'all. I could tell he talked to her about it. So keep in mind, I talked to HR also about this situation. HR ended up emailing her that afternoon. I say about 3:00. We get off at 5. HR told her to come to the. Hold on. Before I get there, my manager had me and her. She put us in the room, and he put us in the room, and we all had a conversation. And he asked her, like, what's the issue? Like, what's the issue? Why you keep like harassing him or whatever? And this white, well, she white. This white Hispanic really couldn't give a full answer. Cause she was crying, you know what I'm saying? She was trying to cry, like, well, I didn't mean it like that, and I'm sorry. Then she gonna tell, I'm so sorry that you felt like that. I didn't mean to make you feel that way, and I didn't want to make this work environment rough for you. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm looking at them like, nigga, I don't know with them crocodile tears. So now fast forward, so we get back, whatever. So I say about 2 hours later, about 3:00, HR, cause my boss don't know that I talked to HR. I forgot to tell him that, but I talked to HR about it because he wasn't there at the time. HR sent her an email saying, hey, we need to speak with you about a situation or whatever. Boom, HR came up in there. Man, I guess HR had her up in there for about an hour and a half, talking to her and stuff like that. She come back in. I'm talking about that Hispanic lady had a pale face going on. I'm talking about her face was so pale. And I enjoyed every minute of it. So HR ended up emailing me and telling me to talk to him, whatever. So when I get up, head talk to HR. HR said, man, we appreciate you letting us know. This is the second time someone mentioned this about her. It was a black woman that went to HR on her. And now it's me that went to HR on her. And they said, if she ever say anything to you again, please let us know. Because at this company, we don't want nobody to feel like they're working in a hostile work environment. Okay? And from that day forward, didn't have no issues with her. That girl didn't even speak to me, brother. I ain't speak to her. Matter of fact, she moved to another cubicle away from me. You know what I mean? So, and only time, if we did have to communicate, it'll be something like, let's say, trying to get a phone number from a patient or the patient made name different from, stuff like that. But other than that, we ain't had no conversation, bro. None. And that was so funny, man. I'm talking, I had that Hispanic girl walking on eggshells around that thing. But that's why I would never believe in black and brown unity, man. And just my experience with dealing with these people, I don't trust them. I listen to y'all experience about dealing with these people. I don't trust them. I've seen too many news articles about these people. I don't trust them. Why should we trust them? Look how they trying to gaslight us behind that officer lady. Talking about we stand behind Ashley Gonzalez. I'm going to do a video on that. Look what they doing. So, anyway, shout out to y'all, man. And I hope y'all felt this video. I hope y'all understand that we all can relate to dealing with these racist Hispanics. There is no black and brown unity. It's fake. It's fake. There's no point of us linking with these people. So, but anyway, I appreciate it. I love y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed my video, man. Peace out.